What is up, Retro Maniacs? Welcome to Retro Card Chat Podcast. My name is Mike from Mike's Retro Trading Cards, and I'm joined by one man that's on his way to Myrtle Beach for vacation, and another man that bought a box of 1990 Topps baseball today. So we know where all the endorsement money is going for the channel here, don't we, EP?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we definitely know.
I am always on the road, man. I am
always
your
on the
satellite
road.
Reporter, baby.
Well, they are Joe Day and EP Eric Bahowick. How you doing, guys?
Pretty good. I got my road beer. Don't you worry about that. Just get that right into the mic.
They sell beer in North Carolina?
I brought it from home.
Oh, okay,
I'm not
good.
joking. I brought a six-pack from home just for tonight.
I didn't
Taking no
think you were
chances.
joking.
Taking no chances, making sure there's beer.
Have to.
Oh, wow. Well, I have some big news that I crushed Eric Bahowick in our fantasy football league this week. I don't like to gloat, but I really put it down on him this week. And, you know, I'll put the score up right here. Is this where it is? Yeah, right here. I'm going to put it up there so everybody can see I'm not lying. But yeah, EP, let's talk a little bit about that game this week.
Sure. Okay. You also want to put up every other score in the league because I would have beat every other team except yours. Every other team except yours. The only one.
That is what made it so good.
Thankfully, you didn't play me this week. I scored like 40 points less than EP, and I won my game. No wasting. No wasting.
I was like, Monday night, I felt like I got it out of the range where Russell Wilson can do his Monday night game that I think he's done to me like a million times before and score like 50 points on a Monday night and have me lose the game. But yeah. So I felt really good about that win. I feel like the team put a good effort out there, and, you know, we beat a good, solid football team there. And, you know, we're really gracious about it, but I am going to gloat. So
I would.
Absolutely. We're taking it 1 week at a time. We're taking it 1 week at a time, you know, just looking forward to our next opponent. And,
on to Cincinnati.
Hoping we can do our
on to Cincinnati.
Okay. Well, this week there was either big breaking news or a big nothing burger, but depending on what video you want to watch, rumors coming out of a Fanatics purchase of Panini this week. I mean, Sports Card Radio put that out. They said they have sources. Maybe they have people telling them that's going to happen, but, you know, as of the time we're recording this on Saturday, definitely nothing has happened. So, like, I'm really not even sure what to say about this. Like, it's not news. So, I mean, is it somebody's expecting it to happen? Everybody has been expecting it to happen, right. You know, like, that's nothing new. I don't know that there's anything different going on, but I do know it's not the story that we thought it might have been earlier in the week.
Yeah. So Ziggy No kind of called us out for reporting rumors as news before. So we want to make it known that, you know, we're just reporting on we're just commenting on what we've heard. You know, some people are commenting on it like it has already happened. Some people are saying, oh, it hasn't happened yet, so let's not even talk about it. So, you know, I'm sure we can talk about the pros and cons. We can talk about what we want to see, all these things. But just reiterate, I mean, this is not official. I mean, when we drop this video on Monday, hell, it could be. But as of now, it isn't. You know, things move fast out here. We're not sure.
The real question, EP, do you think like Fanatics needs to buy Panini?
I think they should. I think there's enough. I think that they have enough brands, recognizable brands, that it would probably help them be able to move cards. I don't think they need to. I think the Topps brand is plenty, but yeah, I don't think they need to.
I really feel like the only reason that they would be to get the licensing a little bit sooner, but like they don't have to. Panini's going to be gone. They're going to be gone. You know, Fanatics is going to have the license, and what's Panini going to do with all the stuff that they have when they can't make cards anymore in America for the sports? Well, licensed cards for the sports that they do now. So, like, I don't understand unless Fanatics feels like we have to get these licenses now, which, you know, we'll talk later about Tops and the problems they're having, like, I don't know why they'd be in a hurry to do that. So I don't see any reason why they bother right now.
I mean, I think it's probably just that they want to be the big. They are already the big dog, but they want to be the biggest dog. They have all the chips at the table. They're just pushing all in, saying, "Look, we can just push you around, and we can do whatever we want." Again, this is all speculation, you know. But I mean, I feel like that's the case. Is like we want to have the Prizm brand. You know, we want to have, you know,
National
Treasures brand. Yeah, I mean the big brands, like they want to have those in their on their belt and just say, listen, we're gonna, we want that.
Yeah, there's a lot of money that can be made from those brands. I mean, we see people drool and stumble over each other to get National Treasures, or at least get involved in breaks for National Treasures. So there's a lot of money to be had on the table. For me, if I'm Panini, I don't know. Like, do you think they could just make unlicensed cards and do well with it? Like, they do unlicensed baseball right now, right? Like, do people buy the National Treasures baseball? Is that a moneymaker for them?
There are some people who don't care about it. Yeah, I mean, there are some. I think there are a lot of collectors that do care, but I think there's a lot that also are like, this is the Prizm brand. This is what I know. This is what I've grown up with, and this is what I've collected. So I'm going to collect this.
Right. So I mean, that's my point. I mean, could National Treasures still make a good amount of money, or I'm sorry, Panini still make a good amount of money doing sets like National Treasures and Prizm and Select and all that, but just unlicensed? I mean, Mike, you guys were at a card show today, and you bought me an unlicensed Kenny Pickett card, Hail to Pitt. I love it. I think it's a really cool looking card. I wouldn't care. I mean, honestly, for me, it doesn't bother me. I understand that some people just completely hands off on stuff that's not licensed and doesn't have the logos, and some people even like EP. You don't like the college stuff, so
I don't mind some of the college stuff. I think one of the biggest things would be no more NFL Shield 1/1s, no more logo mans for Panini, like because I mean those are the brands of those leagues. So right now some of those things are the most coveted cards in those products.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't know or understand how they do jersey cards or RPAs in like National Treasures baseball. I don't understand how that works. I mean, they do, right? I've seen breaks of it. I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, but I don't think there's ever like a logo or anything, right? Like I just think there's a piece of cloth.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know how that's. Are they just taking, say, a Phillies jersey, for example, and just cutting around the Phillies logo and just having pieces of the jersey that's not actually showing any sort of descriptor of the team? But again, they sell those for thousands of dollars a box. I think people would still buy them, if it was football, unlicensed football. I think people would still be interested in that.
Ziggy No made a really good point, though, in his videos. Like, you're talking about wanting to have the intellectual property for Prizm and National Treasures, but like you could call National Treasures Rainbow Unicorn Poppers and people would buy it because of what's in it. Like do they? I don't. Like, he made a great point, and I agree with him that like you don't really need those brand names. Like, yeah, they're established, but when you're the only game in town, if you're going to put out a product that has like the high end stuff in it, like National Treasures, people are going to buy it no matter what you call it. Like, so again, why do they need the intellectual property? Plus, like, you play the waiting game, and no other card companies had all the licenses and lost them and like remain in business, have they? Like, not that I'm aware of, unless
Upper Deck. But Upper Deck, I mean, they didn't do much sports stuff after that, but Upper Deck
they have Marvel and they have
NHL
hockey, so it's not like they have nothing anymore. And Panini pretty much have nothing in the United States. So
I really like Leaf cards. I think they're cool, but they are definitely a tier below like Panini and Top stuff, and because all of their stuff is unlicensed, right? I mean, I think that's part of it. I really think that's where Panini wouldn't be able to reach the margins I think they're at if they did not have license.
Well, Leaf doesn't also have the brand recognition in terms of just the IP, right? Like, they didn't take over playoff stuff and Pacific stuff and Donruss and Score. They didn't take over all those brands and all those sets. So I think if Leaf had bought years ago, if they had bought the National Treasures brand and was releasing very high end stuff or known commodities, they probably, I mean, they'd still be a tier below, but I don't think the gap would be as far as it is now.
Yeah, I would be more excited for Fanatics having the NFL license and being able to buy, football cards of Topps Chrome of the stuff they already have than I would be of the brands they would be acquiring from Panini. Like, so that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like,
but that's because we've seen the Panini brands so often. I really do think if Panini went away for a couple of years, there would be some nostalgia, right? We'd miss seeing I enjoy watching breaks. I've never bought, and I'll never buy a box of National Treasures, but I enjoy watching the breaks.
You should. That'd be a great break for
I'm not
channel.
getting that much in endorsement money. That's
not
sure,
yet.
Not yet. I'm working on it. But I think kind of like how when Topps went away, we lost a lot of those iconic brands for football. I think there would be people out there who would be upset about Panini not having those brands anymore. Topps does have a lot, but Panini they bought 4 or 5 companies that had a lot of products that were competing against Topps back in the late 90s, early 2000s that I think a lot of people would like to see continue or get brought back, right? Like they make a Crown Royal insert set, but how cool would it be for a Fanatics Crown Royal or Crown Royale or whatever? How cool would it be for that product to come back as a full set? There's a lot of cool products out there that I think Panini has just sat on the brands, and Topps could bring some of them back and really, really hit that nostalgia button.
I really agree with you on both of you on your points. I think like they don't need the Prizm, and I am so they Topps already has like Pristine, and they can bring back triple threads. Like they have a bunch of awesome products, like the high end products they can bring back.
Do they have Eminence? Is it Eminence?
I can't remember all the
really high end Topps products.
Yeah, that's out of my price range, so I don't really can't remember the names of them. But the bottom line is also if they got National Treasures, it's like printing money practically, and I think that's probably the thing that's why they would go after something like that, because they can print money with that.
Yeah,
not that they're already not going to be printing money as it is, but
when they're in the only show in town, I mean, but there's a limit. I'm sure we'll talk about it when we talk about Topps Chrome Baseball, but there is a limit to how much you can charge for certain products. Topps products, right? I think Topps still has products out, so we kind of can say, well, if Topps Baseball cost X, then we think Topps Chrome Football would cost Y, right? I don't think they have any super high-end stuff like National Treasures.
Transcendent.
That's the one I was thinking. It's Transcendent. That's the one I was thinking about.
And that's so like above. That's above. I think it's even above National Treasures. Yeah. So
that's like mortgage your house kind of card set right there.
Yeah, I'm not playing in that sandbox very often. I wish I could. I love the wrestling.
We all wish we could.
Okay, so in the fantasy world, let's say that Fanatics buys out Panini. I kind of feel like all of us would be happy to see Topps Chrome Football. So we'll just throw that aside. But which one of the products, especially I'll start with UEP.
Yeah.
Do you feel would be awesome that they could put out a baseball set for
a baseball
set?
since
Panini doesn't have the baseball license, the big thing would be them being able to put out licensed, Donruss baseball. So I mean, what set would you be the most excited for to come out in baseball?
Can I pick one?
Yeah, only one.
Optic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Optic. Optic is I feel like that's the I mean they're gonna have Topps Chrome, but it's another version of Topps Chrome, another version of Topps Finest. So it's
kind of how they had Stadium Club and Stadium Club Chrome, and they had had Bowman Chrome. So Optic, Donruss, and then Optic Chrome kind of.
Yeah, you'd get Donruss in that too, because they have to put out Donruss to be able to put out Optic. So you get 2 for 1. I feel like you did that on purpose. Yeah,
that's a 2-fer.
Well, I mean, listen, I really wanted to say, and Joe, I know I'm not taking yours. I'm definitely not taking Mike's. Like Chronicles I love the multiple sets and Chronicles.
Yeah.
They sometimes put Donruss and Optic in there too. So like that would have been like my choice. I think that's way lower end than the other
Didn't
stuff.
Topps do like in going through my cards, I found Topps Fusion cards. Do you remember those?
No.
I feel like Topps did that. Now, like if you're watching the video, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't remember Topps Fusion, but I believe it was 2003 or 4. I feel like they had cards from their other sets in that set, but they had a Topps Fusion logo.
That's a cool name. I mean,
yeah,
they had like
Bowman's
Bowman's Best, and maybe I forget what. I know I saw Bowman's Best. I think they might have had like a Topps laser. You looking it up?
No,
but yeah. But so like, you know, I feel like Topps actually did like a Chronicles type set before Chronicles, but I could be completely wrong.
Yes, Topps Fusion was a thing. 2001 Topps Fusion, according to Beckett.com. Man, this stuff looks awesome. It's got Gold Label. It's got Finest. It's got Topps Gallery. It's got Stadium Club in it.
We don't need Chronicles.
Really cool.
Better than Chronicles.
Yeah, just bring back Fusion. I'm sorry I missed that. I might have to, like I said, I'm going to have to look for a box. It's probably super expensive, but that looks great.
Cheddar cheese out, EP. Get that
the only reason was from going through all my cards, I found some of them and like they had the Fusion logo on it, and I was like, "What was that?" And I like very vaguely remembered it being like a multi-set pack, but I really had no recollection of it. So
and the hobby doesn't give the Chronicles and stuff like that love, but I think it's the most fun to. It would be the most fun to rip. I've never bought a box of it. I've watched a lot of rips. I know, Mike, you've opened up a couple boxes of it. Boxes of it. It looks like a fun time, especially. Well, I'll use one then. Since EP picked Optic, I actually think Playoff Momentum. I think that would be a fun one to get some licensed cards for. Well, they already have licensed cards for football, but Momentum is just a cool set with the acetate. One that I brought up before that they don't do is Pacific Crown Royal too. I mean, there's a lot of IP that's out there that they could really use.
They don't do a Leaf Limited either anymore, do they?
I don't think so.
I wonder if they own, or they could just call it limited, but
yeah,
I know. Yeah,
they can't. Actually, they do a limited. And now that you say that,
do
they
do
a limited football.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've watched some breaks of that too. Because I think I made a joke about, I don't know how limited it really is because there were a lot of case hits coming out of stuff. But yeah, I mean, just in general, the IP would be fun to have. I mean, having this stuff out there, and I can only speak for football. So for me, it's Panini has had it. So it's not like I need to wait for them to come back to make these things. But, you know, I still would like to see some of these sets continue and potentially at a reasonable price compared to what the stuff costs now. I don't know if that's in the cards, unintended, but
I'll guess no.
Yeah, probably not.
I'll guess no.
Yeah. Just one last update on Topps Fusion. There's one sealed box on eBay. It's $199.98 with 50.
You got to buy
on the line.
Not bad at all.
Get on the line.
You need to buy that.
I can't. I can't.
You
could. I spent all my money at the card show.
You didn't. You bought a box of 1990 Topps baseball. You better have a little bit of money left.
Now I got moths flying out of my wallet. So
he's not lying.
Oh, there's no the money's all gone.
Got to get that endorsement money that guy's having right over there. How do I do this?
Nope, other way. Nope, other way.
You almost got it.
There you go.
I took notice of the nice new, like shiny new pit hat. It's not the normal one. So
it's actually the one I wear to play golf because it's a little bit lighter. But I didn't have my other one. They play tonight, so
they'll lose.
Oh, yeah, they probably will.
Probably. I mean,
because it's against a team that they should crush, so they'll lose. That's how they roll.
All right. Well, moving this conversation on a little bit, we're going to talk a little bit about the 2020 Justin Herbert 1/1 Black Prizm that sold for $1.1 million. $1.1 million for a card.
I did some calculations. I did some calculations on how many Tom Brady high-end rookie cards I could buy with that money, and it's a lot.
And we're completely ignoring the other Justin Herbert that sold for 1.8 million. But we want to talk a little bit about the Prizm, because apparently that card has some surface damage to it to begin with that they worked on and touched up, and I guess it got a 9 from Beckett afterward. I mean, we're not really, the price of the card is what it is, but what are your thoughts on this? Like, you can buy products to help get scratches out of the surface. Like where do we draw the line in what people consider as an altered card or cleaning up a card?
So in this case, if they actually did use I'm OCD when it comes to slabs. I hate scratches on my slabs. And I went down this rabbit hole with this waxing stuff that you use on your cars to get out you can buff out scratches. And it works, by the way. It does work very well. If that type of stuff is used, that's a no-no. That's a foreign substance. It basically, from the way I understand it, it kind of fills in and it just kind of removes a layer of the surface. I think that's akin to trimming a card. Now, if you're taking like I have these eyeglass wipes, they're like non-alcohol. It's basically just taking a wet, a solution, like a cleaning solution cloth, almost like a microfiber, but a little wetness. And if you look at chrome cards from the late 90s, early 2000s, they get this film on them. Even ones that have been in top loaders or in PSA slabs. I have a PSA Ricky Williams that has that film on it. PSA 10. I guarantee you if I cracked it would not be a 10 anymore. But like I use that to like clean off chrome cards. And it's fine. They're fine. There's no damage to them or anything like that. But to me, that's just cleaning off the surface, kind of like using a microfiber. If you're like adding something to the surface or you're removing a part of the surface to improve a card, to me, that's kind of like trimming.
Yeah. I agree 100%. I think if you're adding or subtracting something, you're altering it. Where if you're just cleaning it off, again, like I same thing. I'll just use a little bit of a wet cloth and then microfiber cloth and clean off those chrome cards, because like you said, they for some reason have that film on them.
Just no matter what.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, like you said, like it could be.
And I feel bad selling cards like that because they think, boy, what did this guy do in his home? These cards look disgusting. Yeah. Is he a smoker? What
is that? The 99 Topps Chrome.
99 Topps Chrome is
the worst one.
The absolute worst.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't dabble in vintage, and I know your buddy EP does more than we do. Like recoloring cards, things like that.
He doesn't recolor cards, just as.
No, he doesn't recolor.
he doesn't, but he doesn't like it when people do recolor cards. Like,
maybe he should start a new business there.
But yeah, like stuff like that. You said it perfectly, I think, EP. If you're adding or subtracting something to improve the card, that is a no-no.
I do have one other thing to ask. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen this, like especially in like Heritage or some of those kinds of cards where it's like a thicker card stock. Sometimes you get those little flyers, like little stuff on the edges. Do you think rubbing your finger across that or taking that stuff off, is that altering the card?
I don't. No.
I don't either. But
I always go like this.
Yeah.
When I
that. I do too.
Yeah.
That's right. How I handle it. And if there's something still, I'm not pulling or I'm not going to use an X-Acto knife or anything like that. Right. If it's still on there, it's still on there. But that's exactly what I do to mine if there are those little flyaways.
I mean, there are some people I think in the hobby that actually look at that as messing with the card.
That's a little extreme. I mean, it is cleaning the chrome cards. People probably think the way we just described cleaning the chrome cards. I'm sure there are people out there saying, nope, that's altering the card. Even though the card was altered over time just because of the chromium process that Topps used in 1999 did not age well, So I think there are people who would think what we're doing is taboo too, EP.
In that case, you're not removing anything from the card. You're removing something that attaches itself to the card. So it's not like you're changing the card itself.
Yeah, I agree with you guys too about that. I think that's a good line for me of what what is altered and what's not. If you're just removing something from the card that isn't supposed to be on the card, you're fine. If you're taking part of the card away or adding something to the card, it's altered.
So right before, I think it was right before I bought my first box of 90 MU, just the last couple of years, Northeast Ohio Cards and Comics ripped one, and I don't know if you watched it, Mike, the rip as well, but there were wax stains on it where the cards were cut, and there was the staining on it, and he took a cloth and he described it. I mean, he wasn't trying to hide anything. He vigorously cleaned off the back of that with a microfiber. There are probably some people who think that's against the rules. If there's a stain there, it should stay there because that's how it came out of the pack. I don't agree with that either. I mean, that stain was just bad quality control. That wasn't anything that was supposed to be on the card.
It was added to the card.
It was added to the card, right? So like, there's so many fine lines on this stuff, but I think we can all agree trimming bad and adding like a buffer solution to fill in a hole in the card is like recolor. That kind of is like recoloring if you're trying to add something to the card to make the surface of it like to replace a divot or something on the front of the card from the sounds of that Herbert.
Yeah, and like I feel as long as people make that aware, like to somebody who might be buying it, like I'm sure not everybody cares that much about it, especially with the surface stuff. I mean, I like it is a little bit different than trimming a card. Like not can't be black or white. It has to be, there can be gray areas in between. So like I feel like it's not as bad as trimming a card, but it's something that should be made noted. But like if you're sending it to a grader and they're not picking up on it, like where does it go from there? Like if they did something to the Herbert card, like I don't know the specifics of what they did to it. So I don't know if it was something that was, they were able to wash off of the card or they had to do something to it. But in the case, if they had to do something to it and you send it to Beckett or PSA and it comes back a 9, like what happens then? Like now you have a grading company that acts like everything's fine.
Well, to be fair,
I mean, that's
one of the
happening.
most valuable PSA cards is a PSA 8 Honus Wagner that is trimmed. I mean, what 000001 or whatever the first graded card was. I mean, it's a trimmed card, so things have gotten past companies.
I'm sure a lot more than what there is a lot more than we even know. So, all right, well, EP 2022 Topps Chrome Baseball came out this week.
Yes.
Big release. A lot of people excited for it. And then it dropped on the Topps website. People saw it was $299 a box. It's still available as of Saturday afternoon when I checked. Also, cases for $34.99 a case. You could actually buy a case through the website. Kind of says to me they might have made a little bit of it, but yeah, how about some of this going on back and forth about the price of Topps Chrome? Is it worth it?
Worth it is that's a loaded question. I think
I gave it to you.
I think it's I think it's expensive. Like the Bobby Witt Jr., Julio Rodriguez, Spencer Torkelson, Hunter Green, and CJ Abrams rookie cards are not in the regular set. They're SSPs.
Those aren't real people.
Yes, they are. They're actually they're the top rookies. Yeah, I mean, other than Wander Franco, but I mean, like they're not in the base set, and I think the price. Like, the thing is, the price is that if you had pre-ordered it, you're feeling like you got because the prices are dropping. Yeah, I mean, like the jumbo boxes are 300. Like you can get there's a jumbo box listed on eBay for $300 right now. And I think it's listed for like $450, and then like you can get a hobby boxes for less than the $300 price too. So I mean they're just dropping in price. I think I'm excited by the product. Like I want to open some of it, but it's not worth it at the price in my opinion, it's not worth it at the price they listed it at.
Joe, what are your thoughts about that?
It seems cheap to me. I don't know. It sounds free. $2.99. Okay, so Topps Chrome, I think we can all agree. If we all had to pick our favorite set, I think if we had to come to some sort of consensus, I think Topps Chrome is it, right? We can go back and forth on different things, but I think at the end of the day, the three of us would kill for some 2022 Topps Chrome football. I really believe that. When people were freaking out about the price, I was like, have you not been watching Panini prices? Do baseball people not look at Panini cards? Like, I'm very baffled by how $299.99 is a lot of money. 2021 Panini Score football was like $500 a box.
The difference is like Topps Chrome last year was like $150 a box, I think. So it's like double what it was a year ago, and they took the top.
Hey, I heard a rumor that a new company bought Topps, and they had to pay for all these licenses. I don't know if anyone caught that, but they paid for all these licenses, and shit costs money. We talked about this in a pod recently. Shit costs money, and I'm sure those licenses were not cheap, and they're gonna. I get it. If it went up, doubled every year, and we're talking in 2025 about a $600, $750 box of cards, okay, I get it. Do I think $299 is ridiculous? Sure, but I haven't bought a hobby box since 1999 or 2001 or whatever. Like back when Topps Chrome was $100 a box. Topps Chrome football was $100 a box. If Topps Chrome football came out tomorrow and it was $299 a hobby box, I'd buy it. I wouldn't have a problem with it either. Mike, how much were those boxes of Legacy you and I bought and ripped on the channel like a year ago, 2 years ago?
I think they were like $250.
$250 for a box of Panini Legacy. So it's only 50 draft picks. They didn't even have pro uniforms. So yeah, let's pump the brakes on $299.99. I think boxes of cards are you're burning money regardless for the most part.
Right.
I mean, I'm just going to buy singles. That's fine. But when Topps Chrome comes out, I will buy that just for the nostalgia. And if it's $299.99, I'd be fine with it. I'm like, sure, give me two.
Okay, Joe. But what if you were going to pay $299 for the box, but there were like the rookies were really short printed, or perhaps maybe not? You couldn't perhaps not even included in the product.
Well, then I just wouldn't buy it. Like, just don't complain. Just don't buy it.
So the price would be too high then, though.
For me, so using the football analogy, if Kenny Pickett wasn't in Topps Chrome football his rookie year, then I would say, well, then I just won't buy. It would be too high for me.
What
maybe
if he
someone
was
who
like,
wants Malik Willis?
What if he was a really short printed?
Yeah,
card?
SSP. Yeah, they have the odds.
Then they're going to be. Is short printed or super short printed new? Like.
It is for like the main rookies. Like you expect to get your rookies when you buy a box.
No, that's not at all. Did you buy Topps Chrome football back in 1999? I bought a case worth
printed though.
You got 4 per box.
Yeah, but I have a lot of them in my stuff, so they weren't very hard to get.
How much did I buy, Mike, in 1999? How much Topps Chrome? Yeah. I had this many rookies. Going through my stuff, I want to say they were 4 rookies per box.
But you're talking about one maybe in 4 cases now. Maybe not that.
One in 4 cases?
I don't know. These super short prints, like they're extended base cards from 221 to 225. They said that there are no listed odds, and it is not known if there are parallels. Like they are so so rare.
4 cards that are super short print.
5 cards. 221 to 225. There are 5 cards.
But they're
other than Wander Franco, they're the 5 best rookies probably in the set, and Julio Rodriguez, who's been the best rookie this year, and he's one of them. So if you want to get the best rookie that is playing this year, so if you wanted to get, I can't even think who might be the best rookie in Jahan Dotson right now. But I mean, like if you want to get like that would be like the only way you can get it is to get this super short print. You got to probably buy 2 or 3 cases.
This is the big fight when it comes to collecting and value. You want to get that rookie. You want to open up a box and get that rookie that you want. You want that rookie to be worth a lot of money. They both can't happen at the same time. If you open up a box and get every single rookie, or open up 3 boxes or whatever it takes to get every single rookie, and they're easy and they're not worth anything, people would complain about them not being worth anything. Like, oh, everyone gets that star rookie in a box. That's awesome. Well, it's not worth anything. Like, there are a
bunch of other rookies in that set though. Like you want the, like, if you're buying a set like Topps,
but they're not super short, right? There's a lot of rookies.
There are a lot of rookies in it, but the best ones are super short printed. Like if I'm paying $300, like I want a Julio Rodriguez, like the part of as a collector.
Then take your $300 and buy a Julio Rodriguez, and don't buy the box of cards.
That's not the argument, Joe.
Yes, it kind of is. I mean, the original question is that too expensive to pay? On its face, absolutely not. When select is $750 to $1,500 or whatever it is from year to year, $300 for a box of, it's not high end, but I would say a higher end mid range product, like Topps Chrome is. $300 does not seem like that much money. We spent $300 for Legacy, Mike, right? We got every single 250, whatever. Yeah. We got every single rookie in that box. We got Trevor Lawrence, we got Mac Jones, we got Justin Fields, on and on. We got all. We could probably make a whole set. Guess what it's worth? They're worth nothing. You can't give them away. So
can't you have both? Can't you have a base rookie and then a super short print version of the rookie too?
Yes, you definitely can.
Like, and I feel like that's one of the things people are upset about.
Okay, so how many of those rookies, or I'm sorry, how many of each of the hard to get rookies do you think that they printed? More or less than 1,000 in total.
Probably more than, but I'm not sure. I mean, there's probably
more or less
million cases out there.
More or less than 1,350.
Again, we're speculating, but I mean, they printed so much of this product. There's probably a decent number out there, but you're going to have to buy multiple cases.
Because the reason I'm saying this is how many multiple cases of SPX would you have had to open to get a Tom Brady?
I'm guessing quite a bit less than
there's only 1,350 of them. You got one rookie per box. Was it one or two, Mike? I know SP it was one per box.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, $300 is not earth-shattering money compared to what's out there right now. You may not get those 5 rookies that you want, but if you do hit one, it's going to be super valuable, and that's kind of what some people do want. I mean, I don't think you're going to buy an EP, right?
No, for $300. But listen, you get 5 autos in the jumbo box, and you should listen. I was gushing over this product when I was looking over it. The inserts, like they have an insert that's almost like a downtown, but it's like heart of the city that actually looks amazing.
It's actually a photo.
It's like a photo of the city and a photo of the player, and it's like a cheesy
cartoon.
Like they're blended. Yeah. It's beautiful. Their autographs are numbered to 99. There's so many.
So it sounds like
parallels.
$299.99 is kind of worth it.
It's expensive for the product that it is. Like
it was a jumbo box though. So
how much are those?
No, jumbos. Yeah. The regular cards are like the regular hobby cards are. I thought they were 300, and the jumbos are 450. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The jumbos at 450 though. Five autos and
But if he wants a jumbo box, he's gonna buy one and rip it on the channel right after he gets done doing the Topps Fusion. We haven't forgotten.
But Mike, Mike, yeah, there it is. Gun to your head in 2020, whatever, when Topps Chrome Football, if it's $299 a box, how many are you buying?
Oh, I'm buying it.
Yeah, I'm buying a case. How much did you say a case was?
Oh,
$34.99. 35.
Mike, halvesies on a case, splitsies on a case.
I might consider that. Yeah,
you will rip it on the channel. Case battle.
That would be fun. Maybe we should both get a case.
Half case battle.
Okay, well, I feel like
before we move on, though, I want to one of the things that I wanted to bring up to make sure to talk about with Joe is that it is definitely moving into the Prizm level of things, where you have the gold. These are the base refractor parallels. You have gold numbered to 50, gold wave refractor numbered to 50. You have orange refractor numbered to 25, orange wave refractor numbered to 25. So it's like they're adding these other ones, and then if the base variations are the gold speckle refractor number to 50. So we're looking at some. They're kind of like creating these extra wave parallels and aqua lava parallels.
Scarcity.
Yeah,
it seems to be some of that going on. Yeah,
and because
once they get into snake skin and animal skin and stuff like that, I'm out.
Well,
but
they were doing like cracked ice and silver ice back in like 2012. So I mean, they were doing some of that stuff.
Now they had a panther skin for Kenny Pickett, maybe hail to pit.
What people have to remember too is the reason that they add those is because they're producing way more of it. Like people don't really stop and think, oh, why is it that they're adding all these other parallel sets? It's because the overall production has gone way up, and these are all out there to make you not realize it, because now you just double your chance of getting that card of that player numbered out of 25. You know, they can double the production, and your odds of pulling that card 25 is the same because they have two different card sets numbered to 25. It's all smoke and mirrors to make you not realize how
the shell game. It's an absolute shell game.
3 of them numbered to 199. Yeah, there's a lot. So that's when I wanted to bring that up too. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know, I'm a little nervous about this. I have an admission to make to both of you guys, and I hate to have to do this on camera, but actually EP knows. You're the only one that doesn't know, Joe.
Oh my God.
You know, this week I bought some of the Marvel Metal Spider-Man E-Packs from Upper Deck. And it's not the first E-Packs I've bought.
Oh my God.
I have bought a number of AEW E-Packs from different sets. I have some of the free packs too. Free. Some of them were free. They give you a free pack every day with one card in it. But yes, I want to fess up.
Casino that gives you free drinks.
And let you know that I have, going back probably 6 months or so, I bought E-Packs. So I now own kind of NFTs. I don't know what you want to call it. You can get a physical card for it. So
it's not an NFT at least.
So no. So, but yeah, I've been buying E-Packs.
All right, Joe. I also have video today on my phone that I'm going to send you of Mike buying more WWE blasters, more select blasters.
All right,
nobody should be surprised by that. So I would have bought more if he would have had more. I'll be perfectly honest. I might buy more.
You can't really see my phone, but it's I Googled how to host an intervention. And EP and I have been talking about this off to the side. Mike, we think this might be becoming a problem. It's going to start affecting your family, your friends, your dogs. I think maybe a 12-step program might be in order. Once you start doing E-Packs, man, that's like going on the street and buying it off of someone from the corner, man.
Do you know how much
we were doing this
Spider-Man packs were too?
Yeah, $50 a pack.
No, 40. They were only 40.
Like I was way off.
After you said 50, it felt like they were cheaper. They were only 40.
We were talking about this before you started buying E-Packs, man. Like, we're worried about you. Like, this is for you. We're doing this for you, okay?
We are. I mean,
man.
we all have our vices. Cheers. But this feels worse somehow. I don't know. It feels
we're good. We're all fine. No problem.
I can quit anytime, guys.
I can quit at any time.
I don't need it.
I'm on a hot streak. So we're all good. We are all
I'm
good.
on a hot streak. I swear I've said that at 3 a.m. at a casino to Rob once.
When they bring
you
another free drink and you're just sitting there, right?
You can't leave the table when you're on a heater. Oh my God. Oh, E-Packs. This is a lot.
So
was that E-Pack at least worth anything?
Yeah, do you have any cool E-cards? Like, tell us about your E-cards. Your E-card collection.
It started because AEW released them.
It started because, again,
started
this is
because
how
Because
an
I have a-
alcoholic
It
starts.
started because I have a
Just
problem. It's
listen
not
to my
because-
story,
Sure,
and then
okay.
you can comment. Let me get the story out.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, you remember that card I sent? I think I sent you a picture of it, Joe. There's a card of CM Punk, like after he wrestled MJF, and he like was covered in blood with a dog collar on him and stuff. It was a really cool card, and like that was like a rarer silver version, and they also had gold versions. Well, I bought maybe 10 packs. They were not $40 a pack either. I think they were like $9 or something like that. But still, I got, because I wanted to get that card, because you can have it sent to you. You can actually get a physical card. I ended up getting 2 of the gold cards of William Regal, which actually are pretty valuable out of that first, like, I think I bought maybe 8 or 10 packs. So, and they were supposed to be like 1 in 20 packs for the gold ones. So yeah, I was hooked from the start. I got 2 good ones.
That's how they get
playing
you.
video
Yeah.
poker.
That's how they get you.
Playing video poker at home.
So yeah, that's my admission. We don't really need to talk anymore about it.
Well,
But,
no,
yeah.
no. Then how did you evolve to the metal Spider-Man e-packs? Tell
Well,
us
that
that
was for
story.
content for the channel.
So where's the video?
Well, I have the video.
Oh, okay.
I'm having troubles with the audio.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I just have to do a voiceover. We'll be fine. I'll have it up. It'll probably do 1 million views. So
Was there? Did you get, what,
It'll pay for itself.
I was gonna say, what did
definitely.
you get? But let's save it for the video. I guess we'll save it for the
no,
video.
I'm not going to tell what I got.
Okay. All right.
I don't remember what I got, but I'm not going to tell you what I got either. So,
but it sounds like, oh, these are only $9 a pack, and all of a sudden you're buying $40 a pack. So next,
Yeah,
what's happening next?
That's a jump.
It's
That's
escalation. It's an escalation.
it's a good question. Good thing that Upper Deck doesn't have like more licenses, because that could be a problem. They don't have wrestling like other wrestling. They don't have WWE. So I'm not a huge AEW fan, although I did buy some of the last time. But still, anyway, yeah, you know. Okay, well, moving on. We're going to wrap things up today. EP, you told us a couple weeks ago you were going to keep an eye on the Fernando Tatis rookie card market, and we're going to be looking for a card all 3 of us can go in on together. Want an update? Let us know what's going on.
I'm not going to reveal the card that I think we should go after, just because I mean, there's only like
people don't need to know that.
There's only like 1 or 2 of them available on eBay right now. But I will. Let's talk about Tatis.
eBay 101.
I have no. What's that?
eBay 101.
So I have. I went on Tatis's 2016 Bowman Chrome. This is Bowman first, PSA 10. So I did some research on that, just to kind of tell you guys like where we are as far as the prices. So back in August, or let's go back to March 1st. The season started March 31st, so March 1st is kind of like when things are kind of ramping up, and this was a pretty good, I think, snapshot. 3 of these cards, PSA 10, sold for $800, $799, and $800. So pretty good price. These are again base Bowman first, no refractors, no nothing. $800, $799, and $800, and then as we all know, on August 12th they announced he's being suspended 80 games for PEDs, which we'll go into next year. Then the sales then, and again, like I said, $800 is like the probably like the top of the curve. And then as the season starts, things kind of go down a little bit. So people are getting a little less excited about it as the season goes on. But on August 12th, there were 2 sales, $525 and $450. Then on the 14th, which was the day, this was 2 days after the announcement, $313, then $250, then back up to $325, then 3 sales on August 18th that were in the $330 range, August 19th, $340, $325, and $311. So then over the stretch since then, the high has been $374 on August 25th, and the low $105 on September 5th. So the last The last 3 sales. Well, I mean, that's kind of an outlier. There's a couple of there's one that's like a $3,400 on August 18th, which clearly was like shill bidding or some crazy thing going on. There's a couple other like
shill bidding.
Yeah, 1,600, 2,900, some other things in there. But the last 3 sales, 289, 280, and 280, an average of 283. And again, I think that price is going to continue to go down. You know, once, especially in like November-ish, December-ish, January-ish, when everybody's like looking at NFL playoff players and NBA started up and NHL has started up. I really think that's when kind of like you want to look at the prices. I think that's probably going to be the low for when the prices will be.
Because then when like spring training, even though he won't be playing to start the season, stuff because he will be closer and stuff will start ascending. Right.
There will be a little bit more interest, even though I still think it'll be until he actually comes back and proves that he can play, that the stuff will potentially go back up to where it was. But yeah, I really think it's going to drop. I think probably the best time to buy is going to be in the winter months when people are worried about other sports and baseball is kind of like the last thing they're thinking about.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Smart. Look at that research.
How about that? Yeah. Making us
exhausted.
Look bad,
It was terrible.
All right, guys. That was a good chat this week. I hope you guys have good luck in your football games this week, unless you play me. I don't know. I know EP doesn't play me again. In case you forgot, in case you didn't see the beginning of the video, you only watched the end. I destroyed EP last week, and I feel good about it.
Loser.
All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you.
Adios.